Boys and girls, welcome to the Power Half Hour Tuesday edition. I'm your host, Tyler, and with me we have Lane
What's up?
and Nightwave Wingman Bro, also known as Joshua.
Hello, it's me.
Hello, it's me. Today we've got a great show. We're going to get moving here in just a second. A couple of announcements. We are still on that new summer schedule. We have this today, and we have Bible Talk tomorrow. You might notice that there's another red bearded fiend that is not present with us today. Tyler Twombly is out doing some things for a new house, so wish him luck. But he should be back next week. But as far as this week, we've got a great show for you. We're going to be talking about our favorite amusement park. We're going to be talking about some really cool things that Lane's going to let us in on in regards to movie characters. And we might do a hotline interview of truth, and we're going to have show and tell. So we're going to jump right on in and get going with some show and tell. So why don't we start with Lane first?
Sure. So, give you a little context. Yesterday and today, my mom and I decided to pick up a project. We cleaned out some guest bedrooms and some playrooms that just had junk in them, and I found a treasure that I was like, man, we're doing a show and tell today, and I know exactly what I'm going to show, especially because Tyler loves this character. I found an old Spider-Man book.
Beautiful.
It's The Adventures of Spider-Man, based on the new movie. This was published in 2002. This is based on the new movie that Tobey Maguire starred in as Spider-Man. Good times. It has that old book smell, and it's even got some pictures from the movie.
Wow.
We got Spider-Man. We got Green Goblin. Let's see. We got Mary Jane. It's some good stuff. Good find.
I mean, I can't tell you how vividly I remember sitting in my dad's study in my house growing up at his computer and hearing that they were coming out with a Spider-Man movie and taking about, I don't know, the 45 minutes it took to stream a trailer back then or to download it. And I was just so excited, and that movie was so good. But that's a good one, Lane. That's solid.
The first superhero movie I ever saw in theaters was Spider-Man 2 with Dr. Octopus.
I mean, that is a great first superhero movie.
I did not see the first Spider-Man in theater, but I saw the second.
I saw I'm a fair amount older than you, so I did. But those are wonderful, wonderful movies. My wife is here right now for a little bit of show and tell. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Daisha.
How's it going?
Did you see the TV that we're building? It is sick.
See the what?
TP. I think they're building some sort of.
What that is, yo?
Hello.
Hey guys, we're building a TV
Hey, how's it
outside.
going?
Hey,
How's that going?
Kick Twombly out of this?
Yes.
Is Twombly
For
gone?
today.
Ugh, what a
Twombly had to go
loser.
be an
We
adult,
fired him.
so we had to kick him out. It's too much.
He's now Methodist.
Oh, he's Methodist. Oh, okay. All right.
Oh.
Well, as a transition, show and tell. Is that what Tyler
Yes.
Right.
has forced me into today?
Mhm.
Okay. This here is a paddle that I use
That is beautiful.
when I tried to paddle my Eskimos to sobriety. This is from Alaska.
That's a
and
sentence I've never heard before.
Yeah, and we had to paddle on these little canoes, and
That's
we had to
awesome.
make these as part of our training.
So you
and
used instead of your no yelling sock.
yeah. One girl tried to hit me with this once. She stole it from me, but she was a troubled little child. Her name was Angel.
Mm.
Go figure.
Oh,
The girl named Angel was gonna try to punch me in the face with a paddle, but you know, you live and you learn.
So do you know what it's made of?
It's made of trees. Trees and these
what kind
weird
of oak?
bands.
Or what
All
kind of
that
oak?
specificity. Oh my gosh.
Mostly maple, oak, and these are they mean something, but I forgot what they mean. And then I don't know where the angel tried to hit me, somewhere over here. Heart, it's a sturdy paddle. So this is my show and tell.
That was
That
wonderful.
was
Thank
amazing.
you for sharing, Aisha.
Always.
I love that.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nightwave. Thank you.
Round of applause.
All right, well, I'm going to continue making a teepee.
Yay,
Tyler,
good
show
luck.
the
Have
people
fun.
our teepee. It's awesome. Bye. Oh, someone's yelling.
Daisha is very fond of weapons, or at least possible weapons.
Yeah, pseudo weapon.
Things that can be used as weapons.
There's some sort of paddle on my desk.
Your wife is a very aggressive person, it would seem.
What'd she do?
The last time she did show and tell, she brought a saw, and this time she brought a massive paddle. She's very good at bringing on things that are that can be used as weapons.
They're not weapons, but they're almost weapons.
They can definitely be. They protect the house. That's what's important.
That's right.
They should be like, I need a weapon.
Joshua, show and tell.
I have something interesting. This I pulled it off of our collection. This is a Billy Joel record, 52nd Street. It has many
great album.
It is a great album. Specifically, it is unfortunate. I have not listened to this album specifically as much as we have another one. It's just Billy Joel's greatest hits. Unfortunately, I was not able to find it, but I thought it's Billy Joel. It doesn't matter what you play; it's going to be good. So
right.
Looks like he has some serious street savoir-faire there.
I like
you get that reference?
Man, I was about to make a comment about that in the comment section.
Great Nikes.
Tell us some of the song. What are some of the songs on this album?
So on side 1 we have Big Shot, Honesty, My Life, Zanzibar, and then on side 2 we have Stiletto, Rosalinda's Eyes, Half a Mile Away, and 52nd Street.
I can honestly say I don't know one of those songs.
I've probably heard a few of them.
I've not.
But that's really cool.
I agree, dude. Vinyl records, like, if you can really get into, if you can get one, it's surprising how clear it is for how old of a technology it is.
That's awesome, man. Well, for my show and tell, I'm gonna show you the shelves behind me up close. We've got something new though. You see those where it says Apocalypse? So I'm going to show you one of these. They just came in. They were my birthday present from a month ago. Took a while to get in, but got a brand new Age of Apocalypse Wolverine. That's Weapon X right there. This is the version of Wolverine that was married to Jean Grey. Ends up actually becoming kind of overcome with power in the Age of Apocalypse sequel, and some not good stuff happens, but cool figure. So excited about that. I have some work I have to do, so every time I finish something, I allow myself the ability to open one of those, and when you get them all together, they make a Build-A-Figure. So yes, I'm a 7-year-old and I'm excited about it. It's going to be great. So we're going to move on to favorite amusement park conversation. Now, here are the rules. In the comments, there are no rules. I want to hear what amusement parks you've been to, what your favorite roller coaster is, what your favorite amusement park atmosphere is, or favorite amusement park story. All of those apply for each of us as well. So in about 2 minutes, why don't we go ahead and start with Josh? Let us know your favorite amusement park. Insert blank here.
So I have 2 things I'd like to mention. First is the best amusement park ever, and there is no contest, is Legoland. It's like I went to the one in California. I cannot vouch for the validity of how good it is in Florida. The one in California is very good. Best amusement park ever. I have a story of when my family went to Disneyland in Florida. And instead of doing anything, my dad, he had to do it because of a business trip. So we went in and we were planning to do things, but because of circumstances, we basically just sat in the campground for a week and didn't do anything. So it was very sad because the one time in my life that our family was like, okay, we're gonna go take a vacation. My dad had to work and we didn't do anything. So
that's really
all
sad.
I got out of that was some Chippendale. So it was like a Chippendale campfire song and some s'mores. So. It wasn't a complete wash, but it was as close as you can get to a complete wash at Disneyland.
Lane.
All right. So, I also took a vacation with my family when my dad was on a business trip, and I got to go to the San Diego Zoo and SeaWorld. Very, very fun. Super awesome. But my favorite theme park ever, amusement park, is Six Flags over Georgia. And fun fact, I on Friday. I'm
Nice.
taking
Wow.
a little miniature vacation. It's going to be great. I just bought my ticket a couple hours ago. And my favorite ride at Six Flags over Georgia is Superman. You're underneath, you're flying with your arms out, you do an inverted pretzel spin.
Yeah,
Good times. I do like Disney World. I like the atmosphere, but I like roller coasters.
that's awesome, man.
What are your thoughts on
That's gonna be
Legoland?
fun.
I would love to go to Legoland. You know, I'm all about some Legos, but I've never been there.
I also
Yeah,
have never been to Legoland.
you guys are missing out.
Sure it's cool. I
I'm
probably will end
sure
up
I
having to
am.
go because my oldest son is obsessed with Legos, so
As you
sure we'll
should
end up
be.
there at some point. But so my childhood vacations were largely spent at amusement parks. And we went on a streak of within a 10-year period, probably like 5 or 6 times, going to Orlando to go to either Disney or Universal. And there was this place called Portofino Bay Hotel. And Portofino Bay Hotel, you would like walk out of it, and there was a dock, and there was a little ice cream place that has like the best chocolate milkshakes in the world, and I love them. They're wonderful. And then you get on this little boat, and the boat takes you in Orlando to the Universal. I forget what it's called. It's like the City Walk, I think. And the City Walk has this awesome movie theater and all these stores and everything. And you can go to both Universal parks from there. So while I like Disney World, and honestly, it's a better place for like me to take my kids than Universal. Personally, I love Universal Studios, and I love, love, love Islands of Adventure. Islands of Adventure, you
Oh yeah.
walk in and there's like this adventure pirate kind of sound of music playing, and then you walk in and you take a left after you get in, and there is Marvel Land. Marvel Land is heaven. Marvel Land is
Oh yeah.
incredible. There are giant cutouts of superheroes all over the walls. There's a giant ride right when you walk in called the Hulk. That's still my favorite
Oh
ride
yeah.
ever because
Oh
of
yeah.
just memory, and it's fun as well. I black out every time I go on that ride just a little bit when it gets to the part where you go under the bridge and come back up. So that's probably healthy. But I love it. They have a Spider-Man ride that with like 3D glasses and stuff. It was one of the first rides to do that. I think several of them do it now. There's a Harry Potter one. Yeah,
Call
there he
back.
was, Spider-Man. But it's just I love it. I love it so much. It's my happy place. There's a comic book store there. It's wonderful. So in the comment section, let's see. Amy says Disney World is her favorite. Uh Moose says that his favorite rodeo is back at the old stockyard. Isn't that the
I don't
truth?
know what that means.
Rock and Roller Coaster is Amy's favorite. That is a fun ride. There's like secret codes. You can get a secret playlist. I mean, it's not really a secret. If you like get on the internet, it says it. But
Yeah.
A place that I
yeah, that's
forgot.
a
A place that I forgot to mention. I was young. I remember it being amazing. Is this place called Silver Dollar City? And where
uh,
is it? Oh, let
yeah,
me see
Silver
here.
Dollar City. I got a staff there one time, Josh. I lived in Branson, Missouri for a year, so I'm very
Yes.
familiar with
Yes.
Silver Dollar
That's where
City.
it is. Oh, it's
Yeah.
so much fun. I went on that one ride where like it's like you go up super high and it's like basically like a massive water slide, and you
Oh
have to
yeah,
like
yeah,
hold
yeah.
on as tight as you can, otherwise you literally like fly off of the raft. It's
Yeah.
it's quite enjoyable.
Silver Dollar City is like in the middle of the Ozarks too, so it's like workout when you go there. You have to like walk straight up hills and straight
Yep.
down hills, and but it's fun. I took my first 5 years in ministry. I lived 30 minutes away from Branson, so we would go
Wow.
up Silver Dollar City sometimes. But yeah, fun times. All right, so Lane is going to lead us in a really fun talk that I'm still trying to figure
Yes.
out if I'm being honest with you. So Lane, why don't you explain it?
All right. I will try to explain it as best as I can. I saw the schedule for this morning, and I was like, I cannot think of like a top genre list. So I was thinking, whenever you're a kid, whenever you watch a movie, you're like, oh man, that's really cool. I want to play make believe with this movie and pretend to be different characters. So the question for today,
I just thought of my
let me
third
pull
one,
up
Lane.
my note. It's that's great. Top three movie characters you've always wanted to play the part of. So like when you get your toys, like what character you're arguing with your friends, you're like, no, I'm this character, and you can be that other character, and we're gonna play. So what characters do we like? We'll start out with number three. Tyler, what you got?
I'm gonna cheat and do an honorable mention. So my honorable
Sounds good.
mention is gonna be Peter Banning from the movie Hook. That's Robin Williams' character, who's actually Peter Pan that grew up, that forgot, then went back and went, "You can fight, you can fly, you can," like all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a wonderful movie. I would love to be that because Peter Pan is just awesome. So that's number 4. Number 3 is the 1989 Bruce Wayne Batman. That's Michael
Sure.
Keaton's Batman. I was 4. I remember it vividly. Dressed up like him all the time. Wanted to be him. Still have the action figure. It's a great movie. Go.
All right, Josh, what you got?
That
Number 3.
I'm not even joking. That exact Batman is what I was thinking of. Like,
No
yeah,
lie.
I'm not even
Awesome.
joking. That's what I love. I remember watching that when I was 5 because I wasn't old enough to watch The Dark Knight, and
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
so good. It's so good.
Dude, it's scarier than The Dark Knight. My parents wouldn't let me watch it when I was 4, and I snuck in while they were watching
That's
it on
the one-
VHS behind the
A
couch.
lot less,
and I
a
had
lot
nightmare
less, a
about
lot
the
less
Joker.
gore in
Is that the one
1980s
with
Batman.
Jack Nicholson,
Yeah.
Joker?
Yeah. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Yeah. All right. So my number 3. Oh wait,
I only had one.
never mind. Go ahead, Josh.
I think that my number 2 would.
No. We're all doing number 3s first, and then you'll go
Yeah.
back to number 2.
Okay.
So you have a minute to think.
Okay.
Fair.
So one thing that me and my friends always used to like to play is like we want to be like super spies, like James Bond or Spy Kids or something like that. But as I've gotten older, I saw another type of spy movie, and I think it would be really cool to play Ethan Hunt from the Mission Impossible movie.
True.
I think that'd be super awesome.
You could like at first people would think you're James Bond, but then you peel off the face and you're Ethan Hunt. So.
Right, and then I'd be like, I'm actually that guy from Top Gun.
That was one of the biggest mind blown moments of a movie I've ever seen. Like I think they were on a train or something, and he pulls off his face. And this was before CGI was like good. It was
In
awesome.
Mission Impossible 2.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess it's my turn for number 2.
Yep.
So number 2 for me is gonna be what you would expect it to be for me. Is Spider-Man, and I've gone back and forth between do I want it to be Tobey Maguire's, do I want it to be Andrew Garfield's. Honestly, it's gonna be one of those two. Even though I love Tom Holland Spider-Man, that's not the one I relate to because I'm way older than Tom Holland. So both of those other guys are like my age, so it makes more sense. But as I say those, there's only one that I really relate to. That's Peter B. Parker from
Peter
Into
B.
the
Parker.
Spider-Verse.
That's
So I don't want to be
impossible.
divorced. I want to still be married to Daisha. But besides
right.
that, Peter B. Parker from Into the Spider-Verse is awesome. He kind of starts out as you think he's just a screw up Spider-Man, but he definitely is still a Spider-Man and has that redeeming quality of leadership and is kind of figuring stuff out. Love it. And that's going to be my number 2.
Oh yeah. Excellent choice.
Thank you.
Oh no, I had. Okay, I'm intelligent because I had my second one.
It was Batman from Batman Returns.
I don't know if I like Batman enough to pick him twice. I like him a lot, but I don't know if I like him that much.
Would you like me to come back to you?
Yes.
Okay. So my number 2, surprise, surprise, is a Star Wars character. And my favorite Star Wars character, the one that I think is the coolest, that I was always like, I want to play this character while we're doing make believe.
Jar Jar Binks
is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and specifically Obi-Wan Kenobi from the prequels. So like young Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan
Yes,
Kenobi.
Ewan McGregor.
So are you
Okay.
excited about his TV show then?
Oh, I'm so pumped.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty sweet. That's a good one. I like that. Josh, you good?
No. I'm
No.
completely blanking. I don't have anything, so we're just gonna go with 1980s Batman is just what I'm doing for all of it. That's it. That's all I
there you
have.
go. I like it. I guess I'll go with my number 1. My number 1 is a dark horse. My number 1 is something very specific because of my age and memories specifically. So when you're a kid and you come out of a movie and I don't know if y'all are like this, but my personality is such that I'm still kind of this way. Like that was the best movie I've ever seen. I get really excited about something, and then I think about it like, it was good, but I've seen better movies. Well, the first time I remember that feeling, I already had the toy of this hero before I went into the movie, and it was a hero who was kind of an everyman with some serious skills. He fought Nazis, and this was like 19. I mean, this might have been like 1990. Like this was the early 90s, and I remember walking out of United Artists Westbrook Cinema 4, this little movie theater where if you dropped the candy, it rolled the wrong way that it should. Like it wasn't a great movie theater, but I saw a lot of movies there. My parents took me to this movie, and I walked out flying with my Rocketeer toy. I don't know if you know who the
Oh, yeah.
Rocketeer is, but he has this sweet gold helmet and this red
Yeah,
suit
it
and
is.
like a rocket pack, and he could fly. I remember walking out flying around, be like, man, it would be so cool to be the Rocketeer. So my number one is going to be the Rocketeer. There's also
You may not
a
believe me.
blimp, a
I
hot air
remember
balloon.
I
Or a
watched.
blimp,
I
a
have
blimp.
seen that movie. As
Have
a
you
young
really?
person, I have. I don't. I do not remember like all of the specifics, but I definitely remember watching that movie when I was younger, and it was like, it was very enjoyable. I will
Yeah.
admit, Iron Man's better at flying, but you know.
Well, I didn't know who Iron Man was in 1990 or whatever it was that I saw this. You got to remember, they
Iron
didn't
Man's
have
rough
superhero movies until like good ones until
in
like
like late
1999
'90s,
or
early
2000 when
2000s.
X-Men came out. Now,
Yeah.
89, 90, Batman. And then there was a long gap, especially Marvel. There were not good superhero. There was a Fantastic Four movie in the mid
Yeah.
90s that was awful.
Well,
Yeah.
Marvel
It was
Marvel
like a
had a
TV
lot
movie.
better, like specifically the Spider-Man and X-Men like animated series in the 90s were
Yeah.
really good. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think
Oh, yeah.
overall it's like DC has had better animated stuff than Marvel has.
We'll save that for next week because I could talk about that for an hour. So, Lane, go ahead with number one.
When you said fighting Nazis, I thought you were going to steal my number one. And for people that know me, this might be an unexpected dark horse, but I think this role will be so fun to play. It is the one, the only, the classic Indiana Jones. Good old Harrison Ford. He's got his whip. He's got his hat. Man, going after biblical treasure and like fun stuff
On
like
a
that.
John
on
Williams kick
adventure.
are we?
Oh man, good stuff.
So good. So good. I used to be so into Indiana Jones that I read these books called The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones for like AR points when I was a kid.
They
So
made
it
they
was-
made they made a I think they made a show or a movie out of that. I think it was a show.
Yeah. Yeah, long time ago. I can't remember who played them, but it was good. Well, that's awesome. That's a good topic. Good job, Lane. We're gonna move on now. We're actually going to skip over the interview of truth today and go straight into spit and truth because it kind of goes with exactly with that movie theme. So that's a really good illustration for us to know. So as we shift gears to like say, all right, let's think about Jesus. Let's think specifically about the truth of the word. I think a big reason we get so excited about movies and about being somebody we're not is we have this thing as humans where we're not ever satisfied. So like even in a not so bad way, like in the think about explorers, like people are always wanting to go where nobody's ever been before. So like whether it was on ships way back in the day, trying to find the new world, whether it's astronauts going out and trying to find new worlds or new habitable worlds or whatever, we always want to keep on seeking what is unknown because we're not satisfied with what we already have, even if it's awesome. And that's part of the human condition, and that's actually a biblical part of the human condition. We see, and I say that out of the illustration of like coming out of the movie theater, like the Rocketeer, like Batman, or for me, Ghostbusters and stuff like that, or for y'all the things that y'all said, or in the comments, any of the things that you have in your mind. We have this like fantasy fulfillment of wanting to, well, that would be awesome if I could be like that, or if I could go to this place that I've never been, this amusement park, or if I had this, or if I could be this smart or this cool or this athletic or whatever. We have this thing of we're not satisfied. Even when we get exactly what we want, think about on Christmas. Say you've had a Christmas, it was your best Christmas ever. I think we've actually talked about that on the show before, but you get the best thing that you've ever gotten before and you like it and you're so excited for about 2 hours and you're like, what do I want next? Like we all have that. It's easy to shift to that. Okay, now more. Like that's how we are as people. And it says something in Ecclesiastes that's really insightful on the human condition. Ecclesiastes 3:6 says in verse 10, I have seen the business that God has given to the children of man to be busy with. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, he has put eternity into man's heart, yet so that he cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. See, we were created in such a way where nothing of the created world is going to satisfy us as human beings. I think one of the most interesting things about being a human is how we have this drive to keep being better, to keep on doing more, and even just going to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. If you like video games, I kind of almost view it as like an RPG, like you want to level up. But we have this wiring inside of us like that, and that's on purpose. God has wired us that way, where nothing of this world can satisfy us except for himself. We see Jesus specifically talk about this in John in chapter 4. If you get down to verse 13, Jesus said to her, uh, everyone who drinks of this water will be thirsty again, talking about the woman at the well and drinking of that water. And then he says, in verse 14, but whoever drinks of the water that I will give him will never be thirsty again. The water that I will give him will become in him a spring of water welling up to eternal life. And the woman said to him, Sir, give me this water so that I will not be thirsty or have to come here to draw water. So not really fully understanding what he was saying yet. How could she? But man, that's what I want you to think about today. Don't get anxious or depressed or sad or anything like that when you have this feeling of I need more. Nothing satisfies me. I have this hole in my heart, or whatever it might be. But remember that you were created to be filled up by the eternal God of the universe and a love for Him and an adoration and an awe for Him. So do whatever you can to stay in the Word, because it is He who you can never know the depths of. Like, you can find out more about God than anybody's ever known, and you still have an infinite way to go. There is no, oh man, now what moment with God. In every other aspect
Right.
of your life, there's probably going to be a, but isn't there more? Like, if you go to Whitesburg, you've seen the Tom Brady clip that I've showed where he's won. I mean, this was before he won 6 rings or whatever he has, but he had won like 3 or 4, and he's like, yeah, I just keep thinking, now what? Like, I have all the fame and I have like, I'm at the top of the game, but not really satisfied. So, like, we are made to be satisfied in God and in God alone, in a relationship with Jesus. That's the only thing that can do it. So I encourage you to stay in the Word even when you don't feel like reading. I encourage you to stay in communication with God through prayer and to obey what He has called you to do. And if you don't know Him, if you don't understand that you have a problem and that we're called to make a response, that God has a solution and that we have to make a response, then ask somebody about that you know as a Christian. Jesus died for you and rose again for you so that you may know Him forever. And that's the most important thing in the world that we could ever talk to you about. Lane or Josh, y'all got anything to say on that?
No, I think that was awesome. I think that was a good word for today. Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah, thanks. All right. Well, thank everybody so much for being here. If you're watching this later, thanks for watching. As always, we love you. We're here for you. For Lane and for Josh, and for the Honorable Tyler Twombly, who's not with us today, I'm Tyler. Be bright and stay classy.